see your guys playing like that, when you see it's away, just kind of just go right at it like that, and have the success that they what do you think that first game like this?
I thought the whole group got better as the game went on. We talked about it this morning. There's going to be mistakes. It's September. It's the first game, and they've been together for 2 days. So there's going to be a lot of mistakes, but we can overcome mistakes if we have a collective effort, we have a high compete, and we're trying to, what we talked about earlier, play fast, right? And I thought you saw that as the game went on. We started forcing more turnovers with our compete, which would be our tracking of our forwards and our gapping of our defensemen, and then we showed that we can be pretty quick in transition and getting those things going the other direction. So that was a good sign that we could apply a little of that going forward. But I thought a lot of guys did a good job tonight. I thought Savvy and Benson just got better and better as the game went on. I thought Rosine was excellent from the drop of the puck. Was a real dominant player from the drop of the puck. There's a lot of guys that had, I thought, very, very good games for us. I thought Metza was real strong on the back end, and he's a little bit older, and he gives us that presence. He played pro hockey in the playoffs last year, and you could feel that. So it was a good team win, and we'll just try to get better from it tomorrow.
Savoy and Benson, we've talked about the chemistry they have in the W, but to see them out here tonight, to see Benson place it where Savoy can exactly get it, what is it like seeing it in action?
Yeah, the pace that the two of them can play with, because of their talents and their competitiveness, but then that chemistry, is unique that they have that from junior hockey, right? And so you could feel it in transition, especially, and I think they'll get better in some of the other areas as the tournament goes forward. But when we were able to force turnovers and get those two out in transition, you could see that the speed and the connectivity that those two play with.
What does the way Matt Savoy scored his first goal kind of represent to you? I mean, it's mid-September and he's going all out to the net like that.
What one's the first goal? The dirty one in front of the net?
Yeah.
Or the one he jumped up? Yeah, it was great transition. Metza starts it, gets us going north, puts us... we try to reward speed. I thought Metza did a really good job finding speed, rewarding speed, and then Benson saw Savvy going to the back post. Creative play, and then Benson's just his instincts. Savvy's instincts and competitiveness just take over at that point, where he jumps into the air and is just trying to put it into the hard area, and he got rewarded. So,
what did you learn about Novikov tonight? Development camp isn't an event where you can really see or evaluate him, but in this setting, getting to see him on the back end, what do you do a little bit?
That was the best he's looked. You felt that in development camp that the best he looked was in the tournament, the 3-on-3 tournament, that there's a real competitor in there. And you got to remember trying to do games, small ice games and drills when you barely speak the language, that's hard. And it can be a little time to pick those things up. But when he gets to play, you could see the natural instincts and the compete. He's got such a long stick. He breaks up lots of plays. And then he's got good offensive touch. I mean, I think he had 2 or 3 assists tonight. But the one play, the Kozak goal, where Panoka surfed in, created the turnover, and then Novikov just jumped and went north and then made the little sauce pass to Kozak. I mean, that was an excellent hockey play by all 3 of those guys.
You talked about Roseanne and his offense was obvious, but did you feel he was almost just as good defensively in some of the plays he made and maybe break up some pushes?
I thought his back checking was fabulous. Like that. I thought his want to be on the puck, that's something that just grew so much for him last year in the second half of the year. Whether that's forecheck, puck battles, back checking, he became a really consistent, hard defensive player, a guy that I trusted to put on the ice in all big situations in the playoffs. So it was fun to see him kind of start where he left off versus starting over. I thought that was a very good sign for his development.
So your instincts make a big difference with a lot of these guys. His goal,
Well, and that's how we want to play the game organizationally. We want to be 5-man units, interchangeable parts, defensemen up. I mean, look at the Sabres, right? And Darlene and Power and guys like that. And so I thought you saw that, Novak, on the play Novikov made, as I said. He was leading the rush. Metza was at the front of the net on Savoy's goal. On that play, our defenseman's up there. Rosine attacks the middle of the ice and kicks it to our defenseman for a little side angle breakaway. If you want to break teams down defensively, you need your defenseman to be in the offense. And everybody does it a little differently, and Lindgren's offensive instincts are strong, and that was a great play by him and Rosane to jump up the backside of the ice.
Did you get what you were looking for from Kozak with his Russian wingers?
Kozak is Kozak, every line he goes on, their line plays good, and they weren't on the score sheet as much. Cozy was, but Kisakov had 2 breakaways tonight. Kisakov set up Neuchev for a backside one-timer that their goaltender made an unbelievable save on. So they were in on a lot of offense. It just didn't necessarily go in the back of the net tonight. So I thought that was a really good sign. But I do think when we look back, I think we're going to see that all 4 lines had significant 5-on-5 offensive contributions, whether they ended up in the net or not.
The speed and skill are obvious with Savoy, but what else kind of stands out?
Elite competitor, like just elite. That puck is laying between him and another man, and he's going to come up with it. 7 out of 10 times, and that's a really high rate. He's just a lot of high-end skill, smart players that are drafted as high as he is, that are as young as he is, aren't as hungry to go get the puck back as he is. And because he has it a lot, and then the other stuff starts to take over. But with that, there's another play I'd point out. Like our tying goal, we're down 2-1. Neuchev wins the race to the icing. That would have been really easy to give up on that play. And that's not a necessarily natural trait of some of the European forwards early in their career because they don't play that style as much. And that 50-50 puck race that Neuchev won set up Rosane's goal, which got us back to even and kind of ignited us a little bit.
What have your early impressions been of Neuchev as a player?
High hockey intelligence. That's probably number one. Neuchev's hockey intelligence is extremely strong. Very good offensive instincts, can play the game the way we want to play the game organizationally, which is give and go hockey and making quick plays and thinking fast. And so that's probably the biggest thing that's jumped out so far.